And welcome back to Crypto Hulk. Got a good show lined up for you. I made a little video which I'm loading right now, so you can go into my page here, look under videos at your top left, click down. It's the last one. It's a little conspiracy video. I made it. It's about 3 minutes long, I believe, and we're gonna go over it a little bit on this morning's show. First, I got solid news, let's call it. Then after that, we'll get into the conspiratory news right at the end. Let's see. Let's go right into seeing who was first here. Let's see. Articulo. Greetings from London. Let's see. We got Helio Bob shows up. Just the tip. AM 1270. XRP Pure Blood. Good old searching. Paul Diojo, thank you very much for that donation. Appreciate that. My name's Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, anything like that. Nothing on this show should be considered financial advice. If I tell you to buy something, that's just me telling you to buy something. Who the fuck am I? I'm the biggest criminal on YouTube. So there you go. There's your fair warning. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. We got XRP King Duck. Gave somebody a membership, and we'll find out who that is here in just a little bit. Carpathian Eagle. Hello from Europe, Mr. Hulk. I'm doing an early show so the Europeans can see. And of course, Carpathian Eagle got no notification. That's what I'm telling you. YT cannot compete with me. They can't. So they have to do illegal things like not notify people. That's the only way they can beat me, because they got to cheat. I don't have to cheat. I could be real and still beat them. Elvin Pena. Thank you very much for that test. I appreciate it. Now, what you can do on your phone is go into my show, go into your settings and subscriptions, and then where you see you're subscribed to this channel, unsubscribe and then subscribe back. Sometimes that can fix it. And then go to notifications and do the same thing. Turn off notifications for this channel, turn them back on. If that doesn't work, what some people actually have to do is end the membership. Oh, the next thing YouTube will do, new people, is if you pay, instead of being gifted, but if you pay for a membership, they're going to cancel you every month. Even though you sign up for a subscription, that's the other tactic YT does. They got like 15 different ones. So if you appreciate the channel, you're going to have to know that every month you're going to have to subscribe again, unless you start filling out complaints and raising hell with YT. Now, some people it goes through automatically, but the vast majority, about 300 people a month or so, it just cuts you right off. And I've noticed that. I get notifications of that as well. Robert Driscoll. Towards the hotline reconnect. I know. Yeah, that was something else, huh? I just shut it down. Okay, first article. Let's take a little look. First one there, buddy. Hong Kong. Okay, we're going to go over news from around the world. And I'm going to show you the direct Ripple tie-in. Let me do a copy paste here. Michelle showed up. JB poll. Take a little look here and there. Jolynn Parks. Pedro. Hello, Pedro. Definitely not Gary Gensler. Welcome to the Security Hulk channel. Thank you for that donation. And Judge Sangha stops by and says the London Underground trains and buses are covered with the Ripple logo. Isn't that amazing? Like in America, though, it's like totally opposite, Judge Sangha. Like, I don't understand any of this. All right. United Arab Emirates and Hong Kong central banks to cooperate on fintech, virtual asset rules. Number one, Hulk, why are we learning about this? Number one, I want to tell you why. Hong Kong is all about Ripple partnership. The government itself and the companies therein are all about Ripple's XRP. So is the United Arab Emirates. And I've got proof to show with the Hong Kong thing here. I've already shown with United Arab Emirates. They're so Ripple friendly. It's crazy. What we're seeing, the reason I'm showing you this is while the court case, the fake court case with XRP and the SEC, while that fake court case is going on, distracting and wasting time, that's all that it is. It's a stall tactic. It's a 2, 3, 4 year stall tactic. It's all that it is. But other people don't see that. Other channels don't see it because we got an IQ factor going on over there. So what I'm going to show you is what's reality. And what's reality is, as the other people are fixated on the court case and just stare at it, I'm going to show you how Ripple's expanding into these other countries, and it's setting up for a global revolution. I'm going to show you the revolution while other channels focus on a fake court case, all right? That's my priority to you. So we've got Ripple, which is United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, the central bank of the United Arab Emirates, and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Ripple partner, is set to embrace or enhance collaboration, which means working together between the financial sectors of the two jurisdictions. What we got going on here is Ripple friendly Hong Kong and Ripple friendly United Arab Emirates are now going to join together and make a corridor, okay? A massive corridor. It says here the CBUAE, Central Bank, United Arab Emirates, and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Now we're talking about governments, right? This is big. You got governments that are working with Ripple are now making decisions to get tighter. This is where we get rich, okay? When these countries that are Ripple friendly join together with other countries and form corridors, that's how the world gets connected, okay? With support from the relevant stakeholders of the two jurisdictions, banking sectors will be formed to take forward the agreed initiatives. Says the central banks are joined together. They're going to conduct a seminar, okay? Like they're going to meet together and see how these two countries, Hong Kong with its connections and to China, and the United Arab Emirates, and all, they're working now to form a massive corridor, all right? They're going to have a seminar, and it talks about better cross-border trade settlement. Well, now let's think, what bank or what money service business more specifically, but then Ripple might end up being a bank. So what bank or what MSB could they possibly be talking about? Gee, I don't know. Here's some of the banks involved. You got the commercial bank, CB. You got China's banks are involved in this. Okay. I've already gone over where Ripple China started in 2013. So we all know, because on my program, I show you evidence. You can go back and look at my video section. I got plenty of them with China. Okay. So now that we see that, even though it says Hong Kong is working with United Arab Emirates, you got the Chinese banks, at least one or two Chinese banks. And guess what? China has the world's number one, two, three, and four banks of the world. That's what China has. And I believe one of them right here is in on this deal. You see, I've already told you already how it works. Hong Kong is like the arm of China. So even though China's not going to the table, the Chinese bank is. Well, how is that, China, Crypto Hulk? Because China owns half the bank, man. So China is that bank. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah. That's the relationship. Yeah, yeah. So I've showed you, no other channel has, Ripple China websites and stuff where it's 2013. Ripple's already there 10 years ago, hooking everything up. I don't know why this is taking so long. So now we've got two Chinese banks, which is you got China in on this Hong Kong United Arab Emirates deal. And then we have, oh, looky here, HSBC. That's a Ripple partner. And oh, looky here, Standard Chartered Bank. That's a Ripple partner. Oh, wow. What a coincidence, huh? They just happen to be there. Ripple banks and stuff just happen to be all up in this deal. Yeah. So now that I showed you that, let's go directly into the next article, which is the same kind of topic as this. Look what we got here. This is dated like maybe 3 weeks ago. Listen to the title of this one. Ripple joins Hong Kong's which is the electronic Hong Kong dollar program. The outcome of the pilot program that involves Ripple, among other firms, is expected to help the final implementation of the Hong Kong dollar Cbdc. Ripple Labs. Now, this is dated like a month ago or less. So now we got Ripple. We can see it clearly. Ripple working with the government of Hong Kong. Meanwhile, I just told you about the story on the trade deals with Hong Kong and the Middle East. And Ripple's all over it with the Ripple banks in there and a Ripple China and everything. It's truly sad when Americans and just people around the world don't know if they should invest in Ripple or XLM is going to be involved all in this, along with XDC. They're all together. They all work together. None of those are better than the other ones. That's my opinion. Ripple Labs' groundbreaking technology has recorded a huge adoption of Cbdc private platform that is built on its XRP ledger technology. The company Ripple is already working with several central banks around the world to mint and burn central bank digital currency in a fully secured blockchain. Additionally, the company Ripple is actively involved in the research of Cbdc development. Okay, Hong Kong believes in Ripple. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority announced the commencement of the Hong Kong dollar pilot program with the help of 16 firms. Among the firms to help in the pilot include Ripple Labs. Oh, snap. Well, Crypto Hulk, you just have too much evidence. I can't take your shows are too long. I can't listen to all this stuff. All right. The other partner here is the the Fubon Bank, Fubon, Fubon Bank. Well, what about the other 16? They only mentioned Ripple. I'm sure that's just a coincidence too. I'm sure that's not a big deal. Notably, the first round of the electronic Hong Kong dollar is expected to take place in 2023 and tap on 6 possible use cases. And they're talking about full-fledged payments, programmable payments, offline payments, that's Ripple, tokenized deposits, settlement of Web3, and settlement of tokenized assets. So they're trying to, they're going to be testing this Ripple CBD. Let's just keep it real. They're testing Ripple CBDC to see how good it works with 6 different use cases, okay? Because why? They're going to run the world on it. That's why. Now, we looked over this Hong Kong article dated today, but I'm going to show you something from, a couple years ago. I'm going to do a copy and a paste. Well, looky right here. What do we have? We have a Ripple paper that was written to the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. Oh, gee, like a couple years ago, right? Just about. Ripple Labs, they have a technical white paper for a CBDC called EHKD. What I'm showing you here is what we're just reading about right now. Ripple and the Hong Kong government working together to make an Hong Kong dollar. So they started doing this, like, well, at least on paper, 2 years ago. Now they're going to be testing it, just like the article we started talking about. I'm not getting into this 17 pager, but it talks about the XRP ledger. And actually, I don't know why it's 17 pages long, but the first part is short. It's just all the explanation pages that take a lot. If you're newer, you might want to look through this because this relates to what I'm talking about. Like 3 weeks ago, this happened or whatever, okay? And they start talking about FinTech 2025. So now, according to this on paper, maybe this test is completely done and they're using it in 2025. I will go back to the comment section. But I just wanted to show you the fact that they were working together for years on this. And let's see. I've been preparing my mindset for when I get rich, how to live a humble life and humanity. Okay, next. Singapore. Okay, let's look at this one. There's a lot of Singapore stuff going on. I'm going to show you why. I'm showing you these articles about early Ripple partners, like governments and business partners both. Remember, there's no business really like, Peter Webb has been a member for 8 months. Keep up the good work and play it smart. Then Just the Tip says XRPL is the railway. Choo choo. MF. Got that right. Let's look at the Singapore article. Singapore is massive. You have no idea. We're going to go over some Singapore stuff to wrap the show up later after this. Let's go through some hard facts news, and then we'll look at the deep divey fun stuff right near the end, just to show you that this thing is so huge, like it's the iceberg under the water. I'm going to expose it in about 5 minutes, okay? And you're going to be like, this is the stuff I'm going to drop here in a couple minutes. It's very, very large. It's massive, actually. It's global. It's a global secret that I'm going to show you when this is done with Singapore. Singapore's Whampoa Group plans to set up digital banking in Bahrain. Are you hearing this? You've got Singapore going over to the Middle East to set up shop. There's some massive connections being done with Ripple and XRP, XM. The other channels won't ever talk about this because they focus on the fake Ripple trial. My program is geared more for newer people who want to know the truth, or for people outside of the United States who can buy XRP, XDC, and XLM and just don't know. They've been hearing stuff about a security and maybe it's illegal and da da da. I'm here to show you there's nothing in the United States law preventing the exchanges from buying and selling. This whole court case is a scam, and the other YouTube channels and all channels, all platforms, these people are oblivious. They have no idea where this comes from. Where is this? What's with Singapore crypto? Why is that so massively important? Why do you have to keep bringing it up? Because there's something to it. That's the origins of Ripple. It's in Singapore, China, and the United States tie-in. We're going to get into that later. That's probably going to be for tonight's show. Tonight's show is going to be a conspiratorial show. I'm going to give you just a little taste of it on this program because tonight's show, I'm going to be dropping it, okay? I'm going to be scuba diving so deep that you'll be like, damn, we had no idea the shit was going on. Okay. Singapore-based private family office, Whampoa Group, will be establishing the headquarters of its new digital bank in Bahrain. Well, isn't this something? You have a Singapore company just opening up shop in a Middle Eastern country. That's very interesting. With an intended launch date of 2023. Are you noticing how all these banks are getting set up? Are you seeing that? Meanwhile, the countries around the world are scaring you in crypto. But, well, then, Crypto Hulk, if crypto's bad, why are all these banks being set up? There you go. Now you're asking the right questions. But it just seems like in America, the news is just, oh, god awful about crypto and everything. It's just downright scary. But then, Crypto Hulk, you read these stories on how all these like JP Morgan's going to India. They're already there setting up crypto shop like banks. Oh, yeah. Standard Chartered, Ripple Partner, along with PricewaterhouseCoopers, goes into China, and they're setting up shop in China to have crypto banks and stuff. Well, Crypto Hulk, I thought all that shit's bad. Well, no, it's bad for you. Okay, not for them. It's bad for you. You're supposed to be scared and run for the hills from crypto. While we have some of the cheapest prices ever in history, people are running away from crypto because they're afraid. I'm like, no. I'm like, come back. Oh my God. So you got this Singapore company that's going over to Bahrain, setting them all up because they're talking about like the legal framework in Bahrain is good. It says here, we are impressed by Bahrain's solid reputation in the financial services sector. Transparent regulatory framework. You know what transparent means? You can see through it. Transparent regulatory framework, Gary Gensler, you fucking tool. Here's what regulatory framework is. See, in America, we can't see the rules in the SEC. They are criminals, so they say, come on in, talk to us. No, look, stupid fucks, the SEC. Here's how it's done. I've only worked in law enforcement most of my career, not a big deal. I've worked in court services at state level, Supreme Court. I know a little tiny bit, all right? I've worked for the Department of Justice and shit. That's a cocksucker organization, by the way. I would never... I'm actually embarrassed. I actually worked for the Department of Justice at one point in my career. Those people were so fucked up there. Oh, and they're worse now. But what transparent means is, see, in America, we can't see what the rules are. So what the government needs to do, and they all know this, but they're criminals and they do not want transparent rules. What you got to do is just, guess what? Listen, here's what you got to do. I know it's tough. Just listen. Post the fucking rules. That's all you got to do. Just like, I know this is tough, government, to understand. The criminals in the government need to listen. Here's the solution. All the other channels need to listen. I'm going to tell you all the solution. Everybody, all the people listening. Okay, it's not that hard. It's really not. It's too easy, actually. In the United States, we have something called United States Code. That's the official law of the country. In California, we got, guess what? Penal Code. Arizona, guess what? We got Arizona revised statutes. Guess what? Every state has its own rules posted. Our government has the rules posted, except in the SEC, the rules are not posted. Because the SEC in the United States is a criminal organization, and I encourage everybody who has the means to sue Gary Gensler personally for all the overreach that he's doing, the illegal overreach. He's violating your civil rights when he will not let you buy a crypto. That's a violation of your civil rights. He should have thousands of unlawful civil rights violations coming into his office, and he should have 5,000 subpoenas right now to go to court. And then the SEC, luckily, our government now is going to do something to the SEC as far as restructure it or tear it apart, because it's all fucking broke. Okay. So now we're reading this article. We're done about how Singapore goes into Bahrain and sets up shop because they got clear regulations and on and on. Meanwhile, in America, it's just a mess. And it's a mess on purpose because there's bribery going on. Look, anytime things don't make sense in a highly organized business or government organization, that means there's something very, very wrong. Look, governments are totally organized. Everything's got rules and stuff. It's all organized out. Well, it's not the SEC. And I've worked a lot in investigational type work in law enforcement. So when I see a clusterfuck, I know that there's something illegal going on. I may not know right away, but once I start digging and digging, we find out. Okay. There is no way an organization in the United States called the SEC has a policy where we won't post rules. You're supposed to know them, but if you don't know them, come in and talk to us. Well, how do I know what you tell me is not going to be different than what you tell somebody else? I also learned in law enforcement that the way you have a just and equitable society is rules are clearly posted and that they're enforced immediately. Not a year from then, not 2 years, not whatever. Something happens, an event happens, very shortly consequences thereafter. That's effective lawmaking, but we don't have that. I'm just letting you see that. That's why Singapore is bypassing the United States and going straight to Bahrain. 1970 legend gifted 5 people memberships. Well, let's see if there's new people here. XRP Mom showed up. You got Toter Gramada. Hey, Hulk. It's good to see you live again. We are paid. Yes, we are. We just haven't seen it yet. Jeremy gave somebody a membership. And Jeremy says, thank you for allowing me to be a member. And thank you to the Hulksters for being such a great family. Well, I do try to keep a certain crowd hanging around. I have to get rid of the riffraff every now and then. So we got that Singapore article there done. Now we're going to go into another Singapore article. I'm just letting you see things. How the world is adapting to crypto while the United States is sitting around in a shitty diaper, crying and bitching. You ever seen a baby? It wasn't my little girl when she was born. We checked that fucking diaper every 15 minutes, including myself. I was not going to have my daughter sitting around in pissy or shitty diapers. That's what we got going on in the United States. We're sitting around in shitty and pissy diapers, and we're not getting to the root of the problem. Change the fucking diaper. Oh, by the way, that shit and piss would be the SEC and our government Department of Justice. All right. Now, Singapore and MENA companies tap bilateral business opportunities. This is a very short article. What is it about, Crypto Hulk? Again, Singapore. You'd be like, Crypto Hulk, how is there so much going on with Singapore? Why are they so successful with crypto and everything? We're going to go over that here in just a few minutes. I got the evidence to show you, of course. It's going to be fun. MENA is Middle East, North Africa. Now we're seeing, I want you to see what's a trend. You've got Asia, which let's just call China. All right. Here's how it works. I've said it before. China's the big dog in Asia, and all these countries, China just lets them think they have their own sovereignty. Okay. They have to play ball with China. You got to kind of be a little bit of a buddy there. You get China off your back because you want to have your own country, but you can't. But as long as you kiss up good to China, well, you'll get your country then until they pull your chain. So Singapore is an extension of China. It's very much controlled by so that's why Singapore is kind of like the test grounds. Okay. China can't get mixed up in something that could possibly destroy the country. So you have the little countries around it: Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, and this and that. You guys do that crypto shit, and we'll wait and kind of see what happens. And if it works for you, then we'll get hooked up as well. But that's not necessarily how it went down, but that's how some people might look at it. Just real briefly here. Technology startups and investors from Singapore and the Middle East, North Africa are pursuing bilateral business opportunities. And what are they doing? Strengthening their ties through partnership and financial participation. We got going on here, it's focused on the Middle East and a growing venture capital corridor between the Middle East and Singapore. Okay. Again, another article on Singapore. There's 16 startups that are working with Singapore and the Middle East. These Middle Eastern nations are working with Singapore. Can you see that? Like a little tiny country. Or is it? It is in size, a very small country. But what you're seeing here is massive partnerships going on with the Middle East. And Singapore is like a hub, a Ripple hub. Oh, we're going to get into Singapore here in just a second. But I'm just trying to show you there's a massive business tie between Singapore and the Middle East and America is just sleeping at the wheel, talking about Pride Month all the time. And not that that's bad, but it just seems like that's the only thing the news covers now is Pride Month. Who cares who you're fucking, dude? Why is that a fucking holiday shit? I don't even understand. You're fucking this guy or that girl. I don't fucking care. Who the fuck gives a shit? Right? Why every day for a fucking month we got to see this dummy ass shit? I'm trying to see crypto news, not who's fucking who, right? Like who gives a shit, man? This whole thing's getting out of. It'd be like me trying to stand up and say, I got look at my girlfriend or look at my boyfriend. Who the fuck cares? But that's what I'm trying to say is I got to go outside of the United States to find news because in our government and everything's about who's putting their wiener into whatever. It's unbelievable. Like I'm trying to get news. You're trying to show me this rainbow fucking shit every day. Like I don't fucking care. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to find news. Our news reporters won't do their jobs. That's why I'm here. I'm Crypto Hulk, trying to show you what's important to focus on. Now let's get into Singapore. Let me check some comments and then I'll get into the final portion of the show. I'm going to show you all the tie-ins to Singapore. Jeremy gave a person a membership, and let me see if it showed up. Cryptos, no. Okay. Yeah, veterans get a day, like Veterans Day, and then these people. Hey, look, I honestly don't care who people are screwing. I don't. I don't fucking care at all. But I don't know why we have to parade that shit. Like, who the fuck cares? That's my only thing. Like, I'm not telling them don't do it and it's wrong. I don't fucking care what they do. Man, woman, man wants to be called whatever, but don't force me to do dumb shit. Like, go along with it. Call somebody that looks like a little princess, Steve. Well, hi, Princess Steve. How you doing? Like, what the fuck? Why do I have to take part in your insanity? It doesn't make sense to me. It's just, I don't know. So I can't get any good crypto news off of any news channels because always showing this dumb fucking shit all the time. Now, let me see these. I'm going to show you now the Singapore tie-ins, and they're pretty good. I don't say so myself. Let me find. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a link you can all see. Boom. Now, here's a link that everybody can see. Let's look at this link right now. It says this. Now, this article is from 2015. Look at the bottom there, 2015. Here's the title. You can share this with your friends. You can share this with all the other YouTubers in the world. Crypto Hulk brings it. Ripple Singapore, the world's first Ripple gold and silver gateway. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. Are you serious? Yep. 2015. That's only almost, what, 9 years ago? Ripple was in Singapore 9 years ago. They call it Ripple Singapore, really? Why haven't we heard this at all? Well, you have on this channel. Let's see what's been going on. Operated by Ripple Gateway, PTE Limited, Ripple Singapore is a Ripple gateway that uses what? The Ripple network to acquire, store, and convert precious metals into any currency. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. Look what you just found. Well, I actually found about a month ago, a couple months back. Ripple has been in Singapore converting, buying, transferring gold, silver into currencies. What's XRP? Global Bridge currency. What's Stellar? A global currency. What's XDC? A global currency. Oh, damn. So you give them XRP, you can get gold back? Yeah. In the future, everybody, when Ripple has its liquidity hub, they're going to have this where you can acquire, store, and convert precious metals from your Ripple wallet, which is what I'm going to be doing. Remember that guy that's like, and I'm going to give you aggressively average content today, and I'm going to show your entry and exit points. Remember all that dumb shit he was saying, trying to sell his Udemy courses and shit? Now all of a sudden this thing is, well, yeah, we're going to be staking. Well, motherfucker, why did I buy that damn Udemy course? You're showing me all the entry and exit points. Now all of a sudden he's starting to talk about staking. Now all of a sudden he's starting to talk about staking and not doing the entry and exit stuff. Well, gee, all those years of selling dumb shit courses, right? I've been telling you for 3.5 years, sit on your fucking hands. You could have saved years worth of listening to bad advice, listening to reality on Crypto Hulk Show. Launched in 2014, the service is Singapore's first major Ripple gateway and the first in the world. Ripple's gateway is the first in the world that allows customers to deposit and withdraw gold and silver currencies in and out of the Ripple payment network. Ripple is worth gold, by the way, and silver, just letting you know. Ripple's worth gold and silver. Has anybody told you that? With facts? Not just told you, but with facts? Like I'm showing here? Answer, no. I know. It's tough coming up with the best news, but it's well worth it for your $5. Users can acquire bullion, that's silver and gold, directly from the company or indirectly from other users. Users maintain a balance in what? Their Ripple wallet. Well. You know how we were thinking about what hardware wallet you got or what wallet that's I told you something. Let me tell you something again. Whatever I need, Ripple provides that to me when it's the right time. I've only been saying that about 3 years, 3.5 years. Okay. I don't quit talk. Which wallet do you Crypto Hulk? The wallet, it's gonna. I'm not worried about a fucking wallet right now because whatever I need, Ripple's gonna have it when the time's right. Well, damn, Crypto Hulk, that makes sense. Yeah, I've only made sense for almost 3.5 years now, but who's counting, right? Next, the company has partnered with Silver Bullion Pte Limited. Gold and platinum are held at the Certus Cisco Center. Now, y'all know we got Dumb and Dumber promoting these gold cards and shit, right? Let me tell you something. Damn shame. I'm going to have the Ripple gold card. You could still deal with Dumb and Dumber's gold card, but I'm waiting for the real one to come out, okay, where you can put in crypto and change out. See that gold card Dumb and Dumber talks about? You can't do all this shit. It's a marketing ploy. It's a marketing tactic to make money off you, okay? This is the wallet that I want. This is the gold card that I want. The Ripple gold card, not this fucking stupid ass one these dumb guys are selling, all right? The Ripple network, a federating protocol for value. Here's the guy that started Ripple Singapore, and I got a picture of him, but I'm not showing that on today's show. Tonight's show, I don't know if I'll keep it an open show or a private, because it's going to be dealing with a lot of sensitive stuff and the founder's picture. I might make that one a private show. Says here, we were Bitcoin enthusiasts. So the people that started Ripple Singapore said, and there's 4 of them. That's why I say they were also, in my opinion, maybe the 4 Satoshis. Yes, the 4 Satoshis at Homeland interviewed, I think they might be these people right here. But what do I know, right? So you have James Cox, the co-founder of Ripple Singapore, explained his motives for launching Ripple Singapore. They were developed by San Francisco-based Ripple Labs. Ripple is a payment and protocol and exchange network. The Ripple protocol is essentially a shared public database. The distributed ledger that Ripple has is continually and automatically updated by computers. Ripple supports any currency. Let me skim through this. First, they got 2 goals. The Cox guy said, who started Ripple Singapore, said we have 2 goals. First one, to help Singapore integrate into the Ripple network. Let's stop and take a pause here. How does a startup company, probably before Ripple's even really started, how does a tiny little company get linked up with the Singapore government? Do you get this? Who did they know? These are the questions I ask. That's why, because I'm reading the articles about how Singapore today, not 10 years ago, today, is linking up with the Middle Eastern companies, setting up corridors. In order to truly understand this, Crypto Hulk takes us back about 10 years to find out why is this happening? Because I'm an inquiring little sucker, and I see a little dinky ass country like Singapore making deals with these big Middle Eastern countries and stuff. And I'm like, what? What is going on? How does Singapore get this much power to do this? Why isn't it the United States? Why is it dinky ass little Singapore? I want to know, me personally, why 10 years ago Ripple's all up in Singapore and they already have a functioning crypto gold exchange. Could someone please help me understand how a startup company like Ripple does this in 2013? Because this doesn't make any sense to me. It almost makes me think, conspiratorial wise, that Ripple's not a real company, that it's actually a country. And the actual country of Ripple is probably a combination of some three-letter agencies, some of which we've never even maybe heard about before. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. Oh, geez, you went there. These are just ideas. And who started with Ripple Singapore? Well, you got Google Ventures, IDG Capital, China Rock Capital. That's an interesting name, China Rock. Huh. And Andreessen Horowitz. They're always right there. And Lightspeed Venture Capital. Let me ask you a question. How is it that some little dinky company called Ripple in 2013, listen to this because it's a wonderful question. In 2013, allegedly, there's this company called Ripple, and somehow they already have something called Ripple Singapore in 2013, where they're buying and selling cryptos and gold and bullion. They're exchanging how is all this happening? And they got partners like Andreessen Horowitz, Lightspeed, Google Ventures. The country is Singapore. How is all this from a startup? Like, seriously? I mean, if they had it in 2013, then they must have been working on it in what, 2010, 2008, when Bitcoin came out? Is the same people that made Bitcoin the same people that made Ripple? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. That's all. Because from my years of experience working in investigations, none of this shit makes sense. You cannot possibly have a brand new startup company in 2013 in San Francisco, and that same year already have a crypto exchange with gold, silver, and all that trading in Singapore that same year in 2013, in like a somewhat communist kind of country, right next to China. Like, really? And then you also have something called Ripple China from 2003, that same year. Gee, Crypto Hulk, why don't I ever hear this on any other channel? Hey, I don't know. Maybe if they quit promoting dumb shit and do some research, you might have some good programs on these channels. All righty. Near the bottom of the article, second paragraph from the end, it says this. Now remember, this article is from 2015. As a matter of fact, some Australia's big four banks, namely Westpac, I believe is a Ripple partner, the Australia and New Zealand Bank, and the Commonwealth Bank Ripple partners, all these banks have made headlines in June when they announced they were experimenting with peer-to-peer transactions on the Ripple protocol. Well. 2015, they're experimenting, they claim. Interesting. So there you go. That's your real article. Because people are always like, Crypto Hulk, can you show us your source? Can you show us your source? Okay, there's one source there. So you can clearly see when I show you now, because I'm going to hide the other ones. From now on, when I show stuff, I'm going to be hiding them, what my source is. But here's one you can clearly see. It's clearly on the internet, on FinTech News, right there, not a fake site. There was a Ripple Singapore with gold being exchanged and all these things. You can see right here. So when I talk about this shit in the future, it's fact. It's always fact on my channel. I just don't give out my sources because I never get credit for them by stupid, weak YouTubers. They can't do research on their own. And they can't handle the fact that I do better research. They can't even mention my name. Oh, Crypto Hulk found this the other day. So I have to kind of promote myself because they won't do what's right. So let me see. Chef Crypto. Well, if it was that easy, I love it how people just say, "Oh, that's the source." Well, if it's that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? Why do I have to be the only one? Makes no fucking sense. Next, I think where are we at? 51 minutes. Let me look through some questions here in the comment section. Hulk could write a book and be a millionaire. Once I'm rich, I won't need to write a book. I'll already be a millionaire. So you guys will be rich too. Nice clear video today. I'm wondering, I'm gonna find out why. I think I might know why. But yeah. SEC is too busy losing to Binance that they don't have the funds to hack Hulk's video stream. Yeah, today they ran out of money, so they gotta try to get me another day. Go cook Hulk an omelet. I need a month dedicated. I need a month dedicated to me to tell I'm putting my Oscar Mayer in. Oh my god. Let's see. So there you go. I'm going to leave the show at that. I showed you enough connections near the end. Okay, first we went over news. Then we got into some Singapore in the Middle East news and how the Singaporeans like the crypto laws in that area in the Middle East. And then I get into just that Singapore is basically Ripple. Now you can see it, right? Basically just boom, showed it all right there. Singapore government is Ripple when I say that because yeah, the Singapore government has a it has a thing where it's a business but yet it's a government. So the Singapore government has a business arm and then a government arm. It's kind of half and half, whereas America is just strictly government. So with Ripple, they actually make a deal with the government. So the Singapore government is also a business entity, super tight with Ripple, hence the name Ripple Singapore. They're using the name of the country as their business partner, Ripple Singapore. And they're going throughout the Middle East, taking over the world while we're sitting around looking at Gary Gensler fuck around with our economy. Truly sad state of affairs in the United States. All right. I think that'll be a wrap for right now. I'll see you in my next broadcast and adios.